I'm a wild man
Oh,
now.
shit.
Like,
Hey, we alive, Wolfpack. What's going on? The Wolf of Rose Street, RoseStreetJournal.com, where we breed and feed you fantasy wolves here with your fantasy tailgate. I know it's a day early. It's Saturday. I know that might change things up. I hope we still get a couple of our regulars in here so we can answer questions. I didn't want to leave you stranded, Wolfpack, but I am going to the Patriots game tomorrow. I cannot wait. Should be a great one. Patriots, Browns, like both teams are kind of trending in the right direction. Who keeps the momentum going?
you're gonna see Dearness Johnson rumble all over the Patriots.
Seriously, he's going to go for 150 on. Our running linebackers, they suck. So yes, I'm going to be smashing him. We'll talk about him in just a second in DFS at 4,700, a must play. But Wolfpack, we'll see how many we get. We'll stay live for as long as we have questions because this is it for our sit start show this weekend. We won't be going live unless I don't know if you and Jimbo are whipping something together tomorrow, but.
No, I was going to tell you, I'm actually going to go to Southie today. I might do a little stats, like a little 25-year-old.
21-year-old day for CJay. Maybe I'll meet you on in there. Wait in line for 2 hours to get into stats and put a bunch back.
Should.
Never know. But Wolfpack, if you're here, you don't mind giving us a thumbs up, help us get out to more people. We're going to cover all the news that you need to know heading into the game. There's lots of big names out this week, and they're already announced out. So that at least gives us something. Then we'll tell you what you need to watch coming up to the weekend. And then if we have any sit-start questions, we will answer them. I know, again, it's a day early. I hope we get as many. We typically get, a couple hundred on Sundays. I know this probably throws things off. But, guys, if you have sit-starts, get them on in. Come have a drink with us. Why not? It's Saturday. Let's enjoy it. It's a beautiful day, too, by the way. What a Boston Sunday. I was just out of the one thing I will say is the worst thing in the world, CJ, is moving pianos. Have you ever had to move a piano in your life?
No, because I don't talk to anyone that has a piano.
I've done it twice now, and both times I've said this is the last time I will ever move a fucking piano in my life. They are so heavy. It is the worst thing to ever have to move. Like I will never do it again.
I can only imagine that. I mean, there's nothing worse than when you like move into like a third floor apartment and just go up the stairs.
Yeah,
moving around.
The worst, manipulating it. Yeah. So thank God this piano was on the first level for both. But even still, there's. As heavy as you think a piano is, it is 10,000 times heavier. It's literally the heaviest thing I've ever had to lift in my life. My back, I might never walk again. It is the worst.
Was that this morning?
Yeah, I just got back. That's why I was sprinting in here, running late to the broadcast. I was helping my cousin move a piano. So I don't know if anybody in the comments has ever moved a piano. Feel free to vent about how absolutely awful it is. It is the worst thing. If there was one activity that you had to do in hell, it would be moving pianos nonstop. It is awful. But let's talk about football. You guys aren't here for moving pianos. You're here for football. Thursday night takeaways. I didn't have a ton. I was shocked at how good the Miami defense played. That really sucked because it should have been a just back and forth points fest. It wasn't. It was gross, but I did love what I saw from Bateman. It took to the fourth quarter, but every time the ball came his way, it looked like this guy was a legit number one receiver at the NFL, snatching the ball out of the air away from his body, running after everything he did. The Stephon Diggs comparisons, honestly, I don't think are that insane. His routes were insane. He was running open. You know, the classic fantasy move where you just stare at a guy that you have in your lineup all night. Yeah. And you're just he is open every play. Maybe I'm the biased fan, but I swear to God, that guy was open every single time he ran a route. He's insane. What were your thoughts on Bateman and just the game in general, CJ?
Oh, I mean, the game was disgusting. Yeah. For someone that had Lamar and Bateman going. It was. Oh. I mean, Bateman obviously got the points.
He pulled out for you, yeah.
Lamar, that was disgusting.
He's faced Miami, I think, 3 times in his career. And he had over 30.
Did you see the thing? Now, I think he's been kind of figured out. This week, it was Miami's played the most cover zero. They blitzed their third corner. It was 65% of the time or something wild.
Wow.
And that's I guess the Titans did that before and kind of slowed him down. So I don't know if that's going to be the thing on Lamar. We'll see how it goes. But
yeah, it's crazy how these quarterbacks, the recipe to figure out Mahomes, whatever's happened, it is out there. The recipe to figure out Lamar, potentially out there. Josh Allen against the Jags. Apparently the recipe for Josh Allen and Mahomes, at least the beat writer, Joe Bashulia, we had on, great guy. He was saying that it's cover 2 shells and for those 2 big armed quarterbacks and making the run game beat you. That makes sense with those 2 teams. These quarterbacks are getting figured out. It's crazy. Except
for our quarterback won't get figured out.
Oh, Mac Jones will never be figured out. I love that guy. Cerebral assassin right there. So I did love what I saw from Bateman, though. I mean, especially with Sammy Watkins fumbling, like just a matter of time. If you give this guy 90-ish% of the snaps and 8 to 10 targets a game, he is going to be a beast. So I loved what I saw.
Nothing worse though than Devin Duvernay having like 54 snaps or something.
And that is exactly Duvernay and Watkins and 3 tight end sets. It's just like, get the fuck out of here. Put Andrews in, put Marquis Brown in, put Bateman in. Your offense would be impossible to stop if you just let these guys go do their thing and let Lamar do his thing. I think Greg Roman's one of the worst play calls. Like, I hope they get. I don't know. They're never going to fire him.
Well, they need J.K. Dobbins back. I mean, they have Devonta Freeman. He's a run game guy. So it's like
imagine that offense with Dobbins too. Whew. In a year or two, we're gonna be talking about Bateman as like the next top 12 receiver. Marquise Brown, a perfect number 2 that lifts the lid. Like this offense is going to be deadly, especially if Lamar doesn't get figured out.
What are your thoughts on Tua not being healthy enough to start, but then he just goes in and halftime?
I kind of like the move by Flores too. You could see that when he put him in, he's like, "Get the fuck in and stay in." Like it's like kind of like this is your moment. You better show some toughness and have a sack and get in here, boy. Like that thing. Like that's what it looked like with Flores being like, "Get in there," and like I love it. I love the play. I mean, I think he's should have just been starting if he's in there and he can actually go play the game. And I just love again the Ravens losing like to the Dolphins. I love it. Like, it's awesome. What a weird NFL we're having this year. It's just weird.
I told you yesterday, 50 more got eliminated in my Survivor League.
I love it. Yeah, you're gonna fucking take that shit down. I love it. Yeah, Survivor League's all over the place between the Bills and then the Ravens this week. It's all over the place. Yeah. We already got 22 questions. Look at that. Maybe the Wolfpack is joining us here for a little Saturday morning. The Wolfpack, if you guys are drinking with us, I'll go crack something. I don't know. I have a hangover I need to fucking kill. Me too. We're both got murdered on espresso martinis last night. So one of those types of days. Let's get to some big news though, folks. And as you guys know,
we do have some paid comments, by the way.
Oh, we do have some paid ones. So thank you already. I do want to shout that out. We'll obviously give Super Chats precedence. There isn't as much of a time crunch today, which is nice. I guess that's the one benefit of Saturday is we'll go till the questions run out at this point. I can't imagine we'll be here till 1 like we usually are, but hey, you never know. Yeah. We'll cover all the news. It'll take us about 10, 15 minutes because there's some big news to cover. And then it's on to your questions. We already got 22 of them. I love to see that. I love the fact the Wolfpack's already coming with some support and some Super Chats. Greatly appreciated. If you don't want to support us with your money, a thumbs up can also help go a long way to get us out to more people and help this pack continue to grow. Thank you, guys. Alvin Kamara is out, and I do think Mark Ingram is right up there in your high-end RB2 plays. Surprisingly, a lot of running back depth this week because there's a lot of injuries that have led to very condensed backfields. And then I should say, the top-heavy guys are getting kind of crossed out, but it is opening up this volume. I think Ingram, he's to my running back 22. He's only 4,500 on DraftKings as well. Both of those things I absolutely love. I have him smash into all my lineups in DraftKings right now. The only other guy that I'm considering at his price range, depending on how this goes, is where did I have this news? Hold on, let me pull this up. Damian Harris and Ramondre Stevenson are questionable. It seems like they're not going to play. Neither have practiced all week. There's some optimism about Stevenson yesterday, but he didn't end up practicing. So Bolden, also 4,400 on DraftKings. The lock of my lineup, I know I'm bouncing around a little bit here, is Dearness Johnson at running back at 4,700 because Nick Chubb is out with COVID. So I think Dearness Johnson's lineup in all the any sit start like regular league. If you ask me a question about Dearness Johnson, there's a 99% chance my response is Dearness. This was the case last time, but I was way higher on him last time. People have now awoken to the fact this guy, when he gets volume, is good. He is a good player, great scheme. More importantly, the scheme, the run-heavy tendencies, and our linebacking core is nothing special. We're giving him the 8th most points to running backs in PPR leagues, and they have nobody. Felton's out, Chubb's out. They have literally nobody. So we just covered 3 big running backs, Mark Ingram, Dearness Johnson, and Brandon Bolden, who are all going to be on streaming radars. What are your thoughts on these guys, CJ?
I mean, I just have a bias against Brandon Bolden because I think he sucks. But for some reason, he looks like a rejuvenated running back. He looks
good this year, doesn't he?
He looks like a real NFL player. Oh my God, I used to puke. It'd be like Josh McDaniels would be like prime Patriots. They're running a great offense, everything. Brandon Bolden comes in for a 2-yard swing pass, lost 3 yards. Disgusting. Every single time he ever touched the field, I was like, I hate this guy. He's actually looking like a decent football player now.
Has some juice this year. I was going to say the same thing. Years past,
he took last year off, so maybe that was what he needed.
Exactly. And with no other backs potentially there, if Harris and Ramondre are out. So who would you like more? I think Dearness is the top Johnson. He's the top option here. Would you agree? The top Johnson
The
here.
top, he might have
The
the top
top
Johnson too.
But I think he's the top of these three guys. Would you agree with that?
Oh, easily. Yeah.
Easily, right.
He's borderline RB1.
Yeah, he's a tier above these guys.
Yeah.
What about Bolden versus Ingram, assuming Harris and Stevenson are out? Where would you rank those two?
I'm definitely Ingram. I mean,
Ingram
he's looked great in New Orleans. He's kind of rejuvenated himself too.
100%.
I feel like their quarterback sucks. They have no receivers, and so it's like, what are they going to do? They might give him the ball 25 times tomorrow.
100%, and especially through the air. Last week we saw Ingram get 5 targets already with Kamara there. Oh wait, Kamara had 7 targets. That was 31% of the targets went to running backs last week. If we assume that Ingram is pretty much the only guy, maybe they worked in Montgomery a little bit. I don't know. Could get annoying. You know, Sean Payton does like to get cute. And of course, Taysom Hill now being back at the goal line, that could complicate things. And it is a tough matchup against Tennessee too. Like we shouldn't pretend like it's complete, like it's just going to lock in 20 points. But you could definitely see Ingram having a touchdown, having 7 catches, having about 100 total yards. That's what I'm expecting from him. I do think Bolden as well, though. The Patriots do use their running back so well. Cleveland's a tougher matchup, but when there's only one guy, like we know he's going to get the passing game work already. And now if he's the only guy, probably a good bet for a touchdown too. So just in general, I think this is 100% a week. And I doubt I'm going to be very different from the pack. I imagine a lot of people on DFS will be going very cheap running back, heavy wide receivers. That's my lineup build.
Dearness is what, like 5K or something?
Dearness is 4.7. Yeah. Because that news came out midweek after they had already done their pricing. So yeah, I think Dearness has to be in lineups at 4,700. And then between Ingram and Bolden at 4,500 and 4,400, you got some really good cheap running back plays. And one of my favorite articles we do every week is Dane. He does a review of the Millie making lineups. The only time a running back's been above 6,300 in lineups was when Derrick Henry was in there in week 2. Every other running back's been under 6,300, which is crazy to me. I always like pay up for Eckler or Dalvin Cook or somebody. That's not a winning play. So that was some really like unique facts. I love that article. Check that out on Mondays if you guys haven't already. Another running back being out, Chris Carson. Alex Collins also now becomes highly viable, and I especially think he's even better with Russell Wilson back. Obviously, that helps out DK and Tyler Lockett, even though they both had pretty good games last time against the Jags. Great to see them back. That's probably one of the few games on the radar this week that's just like, I can't wait for, Packers and Seahawks, assuming.
Oh, you'll be blacked out by then.
Yeah.
Stop pretending you're going to be watching them.
Right. Yeah. It is a 4:00 game. So I'm sitting here imagining, I'll be complete toast. Corpse on. I think I might have to take the train in tomorrow. I was going to drive, but no. We'll see it. But I do think Alex Collins also among that crowd. I have the other guys, Ingram and even Brandon Bolden, assuming those other guys are out ahead of Alex Collins. But Alex Collins, when he gets work, looks pretty damn solid. And with Russ back, it's a kind of a mix. Would you toss Collins in ahead of either of Bolden or Ingram, or do you think below that?
No, I'm there with you. He's such a plotter. It's just going to be – I mean, he might grab a touchdown, but Bolden has the receiving upside. Mac loves to throw them. The rest, that'd be like my third running back. So, yeah, I'd put Collins fourth.
Still, he's actually out there, and he's only 38% rostered. I think a lot of people dropping him last week, and they're optimistic about Carson. But then there's tons of doctors out there on Twitter saying, he might get shut down for the year. So there's
that's been the word for like 4 weeks now.
Exactly. So I do think Collins, where he's out there, could be certainly a viable play this week, and just might be just go check, because he got dropped by a lot of people, including myself. I dropped him in a few leagues. Thinking Carson was going to be back, and he's not, at least this week. Antonio Brown also out, and Gronk again. The bigger news is Chris Godwin's also a game time decision. If he is out, I think Tyler Johnson's a absolute great stream out there in all but like 2% of leagues right now. Washington gave up the second most points to wide receivers in general, like just gives up huge play after huge play. And I don't think Brady, no matter what happens, I think Brady's going to throw 303 touchdowns. So it's just a matter of who are those going to. At this point, it's very condensed. Mike Evans will probably have 2, maybe 3 himself. And then who else is going to catch it? Maybe Giovanni Bernard or maybe Tyler Johnson. I think he's a very viable stream this week if you're looking for a fill-in, assuming Godwin is out. Now, Godwin plays. Of course, Godwin also a top 5 receiver this week, but I do think Tyler Johnson would be a great stream. I do think James Washington, given that Chase Claypool's out, could be interesting. I prefer Tyler Johnson myself. I think this ends up being a Deontay Najee just feeding
and Pat Fry, of course.
Of course, yeah, our guy Pat Fry, legendary, teach with his parents, awesome stuff. That guy is balling. It's awesome. So yeah, I should have probably had him on here too. But the last time Claypool missed time, we saw Najee Harris see, I think it was 19 targets. Fucking nuts. So Najee, he's already my running back 1 on my season-long big board. He's my running back 1 this week. Nothing's going to get in his way. And then Deontay Johnson should see 13. I mean, he always sees 13 targets anyways. He'll have that again. Jamal Williams is out. I think this is a great spot for DeAndre Swift.
We did say that on Sunday, though.
Yeah, I remember he's facing the Eagles. I actually didn't end up playing him in DFS, and it worked out because he didn't kill it. But man, he did still play 80% of the snaps. He had 17 touches until the other running backs got work because they were down so big. Steelers are a pretty good defense, but I think Swift has to be obviously locked in the lineups. This is one, Kyler Murray, Hopkins. It's so tough because it's a 4:00 situation, and there's not a ton of 4:00 juice for and beyond this week.
I did see Kyler. I thought practiced yesterday. I think he might be okay to go.
Yeah, it seems so. That was the latest. Is Kyler's practice? He's made strides. He's fully ahead. It sounds like Hopkins they're a little more pessimistic about. They both might be in. I think at minimum, as you were saying, CJ. I think Kyler will play, but he is still just a game time decision. This is a Carolina team on the other side that is starting PJ Walker, and Colt McCoy looked pretty solid last week. So I imagine even if Kyler's feeling great, they could potentially still rest him. Like it seems like he's likely to play, but unless you have a really good 4:00 option or Monday night or Sunday night option to balance that out, I would play someone at 1 if that's your only other backup plan. I don't know that I'm going to wait this one out and see, just because I think the team knows they can destroy Carolina with or without Kyler. Either way. Speaking of Carolina on the other side, McCaffrey is off the injury report. Expect 30 plus touches per usual. Should smash. PJ Walker, XFL legend, back on the field. I'm excited because I don't think he's even he keeps getting like inserted into games and looks pretty bad every time he's inserted. But this is his first I'm actually starting at the NFL level. And of course, Cam Newton moving forward will be the guy. What do you think of our XFL boy?
That contract makes me want to puke.
10 mil, right?
Well, it can get up to 10 mil, but yeah, it's 4.5 guaranteed. It's like, what are you doing with this absolute bum?
I know.
There's that hilarious tweet I reposted on our Instagram page, but it's like the Panthers are paying Cam, his replacement's replacement, and his replacement, and then Cam.
And then Cam too. Exactly. He's back. Oh man. I don't know what that contract is, what they're doing, but hey, it's better than Sam Darnold at least. It can't be worse than that. I'm excited to see what the XFL legend does. Very cheap as well on DraftKings if you really wanted to punt the position. I'm going Tom Brady stacking with whatever weapons are left over there, working in some cheap running backs. I love DK Metcalf this week at under 7K with Russell back. Ooh, I'm going to win $1 million this week, CJ. I know it. I have a good feeling about my lineups this week. We already talked about the Damian Harris, Ramondre, likely out. They're neither have practiced. It'd be pretty surprising if they are cleared. So Brandon Bolden would be a pretty much an every down back. JJ Taylor might get a little work, but to me, that's the Bolden show. Zach Moss, he's questionable. Top 20 option if he's in, because he's facing the Jets, the worst run D in the league, giving up over 36 fantasy points. That's 8 more points than the next closest team. They're awful. They are horrendous. Julio Jones did not practice on Friday. He's highly questionable, but at this point, should he even be in your lineups? No. He hasn't done anything this year. I don't know why he would be in your playing anyways. People are just clinging to name value. James Robinson, on the other hand, would be in lineups should he play, and there's a good chance that happens. Facing Indy, a very good run D, but still there's very few workhorses out there, so you'd have to have some pretty good options to be benching Robinson. Let us know if you're considering that. What would you do if you had Ingram and Robinson? Would you play Ingram over Robinson?
I do like Ingram a lot tomorrow.
I do too.
I think I would go Ingram over Robinson. Although I'm in a Michael Carter Ingram conundrum right now. So
I would go Ingram there, but every time I've told you to bench Carter, I've been dead wrong. So
that's true.
Take that for what it is.
every time I sit him, he goes off for 25. And then,
one of those players that just won't play for you.
Yeah, exactly.
He'll go off on your bench. You put him in, you finally earned your faith, and he'll give you 8. Fuck you.
Yeah.
Piece of shit. But Mike White being back, that does make it a little more interesting too. I have Ingram one spot higher. They're neck and neck in the rankings for me. I personally
So where do you have J-Rob?
It goes like 20, 21, 22 with those three guys. I have J-Rob the highest of them, and I think I would have to play him. He just has looked so good, but if there's any rumblings of the heel, like limiting him, any of that stuff, we'll have to keep that in mind. I also really like Daryl Williams this week. It's a stretch that CEH will play. The Raiders have given up a touchdown in all but one game to running backs. Daryl, we're seeing 20-plus touches every single time he's out there, so has to be in your lineups. The last guy we have to cover is Keenan Allen. He's expected to play, but wanted to note that he is questionable. I guess the other thing I'm waiting for is Aaron Rodgers back for tomorrow? Do we know that? Is that official yet?
It's not supposed to be official till today. I think this is the 10-day.
Right. This is where he could get activated. I don't know if
you've we should know by, I don't know, probably afternoon at some point.
Yeah.
But I don't see why not. Like, he was on the McAfee show this week. He seemed like he's fine. So
yeah. So we will see. Oh, it literally just popped up. They activated Aaron Rodgers. He will start on Sunday. Zach Moss, and just also breaking while we're here, right as we went live, is Zach Moss cleared concussion protocol, shed his non-contact jersey. He will also be out there. So those two things breaking here live for you guys. So obviously Rodgers, and that makes that game so much more interesting now. It helps out Seahawks, helps out Rodgers, helps out Devonta, helps out everybody. Everybody's happy except the fact that Rodgers is a fucking douche, but still helps out everybody. Let us first get on to your super chats. Thank you guys so much for being here. CJ looking like Roy Kent. Let's get a black suit. Yeah. Did you ever watch Ted Lasso, CJ?
Oh, of course I did.
Yeah.
Me, half English. Of course I did.
Yeah. Of course. Yes, indeed. That was an awesome show. I love that one. Yeah, a little bit of difference of the hair, I guess, but the beard, you got it coming in just like Roy.
I do.
As well. Roy's probably the best. Who's your favorite character on Ted Lasso?
All right, so I love that little like shrimpy assistant coach, and then he just went full heel at the end.
Yeah, Nate.
Yeah, Nate. I loved him in the beginning; he was great, and then I also love like the cliffhanger in the last episode where he's going to coach. I forget what team it is, but
yeah,
he's turned to this complete dickhead, and so now he went from like my favorite to now he's like the
villain.
Yeah, exactly. So.
Yeah, I'm a big Roy Kent fan. I love Keely too. I think she's awesome.
I do love Keely, but also was there not a worse episode than like episode 8 of the second season when they fall around
Beard?
when they fall around Beard, and I was just like,
man.
They just punted that episode completely.
See, I could go on a rant about this, but as a writer, that follows like all the classic hero's journey. I could go on a complete rant. I actually appreciated it for what it was. A lot of people hate it.
Oh my God,
I fucking
great. Hated it. I could not do it.
But we could debate that all day. Instead, we'll get on over to Christy India. And thank you so much, Mitch, for the support. We really appreciate that. Please say something emotionally damaging to that miniature Mr. Clean-looking jackass Pat Bailey ahead of our Week 10 matchup. Thank you, good sir. The India, I love it. I always appreciate when you script things out because I feel like you're funnier than me, Chris. And when you had me read that about Murray and that thick neck loser,
I thought he was talking about. I like read half of this and I was like, miniature looking clean, jacked. I was like, ooh, I look jacked today.
Oh no! Yeah, please emotionally damage your co-host live on air here. that would have been something special from D India, but no, D India. Pat is just a pathetic, absolute Mr. Clean looking jackass. Is the perfect way to describe that loser. You are going to smash him this week. I already beat him with complete reserves already in the Fez League, the Raffle League. You will destroy this man. No doubt about it. Tiny little douche. You're going to kill him. I wish I had something more clever for you. I'm still in emotional damage from moving a fucking piano this morning. So I wish I had more for you. But the India, you're going to kill him. There's nothing. Is he even good in Raffle this year? Because he's not that good in Fez. He's actually pretty good in Fez, but I still beat him. You're going to destroy him, D India. Anything? What do you want to say to Pat Bailey? Shit on him a little bit for me, CJ.
No, I would never shit on a fellow bald guy. That's against what I'm for. So
yeah,
I can't do it exactly. You guys have your looks, your hair, your whatever. Me and Pat will just be bald together, and that's it. Can't say anything bad about him.
Shit on Pat Bailey. He's tool. Have an awesome day, Wolves. Thank you, Mitch. And thanks again, everyone out there. If you don't mind hitting that thumbs up button while we go live, we'll rip through as many questions as we got. Rare Saturday stream. And again, as a reminder, Jeremiah and everybody, will not be live tomorrow, going to the Pats game. So that's why we're here live. So any questions you guys have, please get them on in here. I will check my Twitter a bit on the train ride or car ride, whatever I'm doing to get to the game tomorrow. We'll see. So I'll try my best to hit some set starts there, but I will not be live. So get them on in here.
No idea what just happened. I don't know if I'm the only live person or not.
I don't know why that happened.
that just confused the shit out of me. I don't know if I was the only person live or not.
there, we're back. We're back. So what's going on? No2, thank you for being here. Di Lorenzo, but just tossing at $4.99 without a question. Really appreciate it. He says great content as always, fellas. Keep smashing. Awesome. Thank you so much for being here. We appreciate it. And thank you so much for the support, Di Lorenzo. Awesome as well. Let's get on back to this one. Should I start Ingram or James Robinson, non-PPR? You're the question. I'm sorry, CJ. I don't mean to take you.
No, you're good. You already said it. So
yes, I would go. We actually just talked about this one. That's kind of funny how we brought this one up. I go Robinson as of right now, but if there's any word of limited workload, I would maybe turn to Ingram. You said that you liked Ingram though more, right?
I think I do. I feel like he's gonna get 20 plus touches tomorrow. They have nothing else in that team. So
yeah,
it's like him, Dearness Harris, and yeah,
it's definitely.
So I think they're probably gonna like try to control the ball a little bit, and I think it's gonna be an Ingram show tomorrow.
I kind of like that call too. I don't know. I am getting a little nervous on J-Rob. You know what? I'll put Ingram ahead of him. The more I think about it, it's just a safer floor. Like, is the ceiling that high for Robinson against a really good Colts run D? Probably not. Stafford or Herbert?
Yeah, T-Win, Stafford or Herbert.
That's a good one. I
feel like you can't bench Stafford. Right now. I know he had a shitty game last week, but he's been great the entire season. I have a MVP on him. So
yeah, now you add in OBJ if he even plays this week, unless OBJ just ruins him. We'll find out.
Yeah, I don't. That does nothing for me at all.
We ultimately, Stan Fran has given up the third most points to quarterbacks. The matchups there with Stafford, they should be able to keep it. So he has to throw a lot. I have him 5 and 6, Stafford at 5, Herbert at 6. So it is close, but yeah, I'm with you. I'm going Stafford there.
Giuseppe Russo, my boys, how we hanging?
We're hanging good, Giuseppe. Or well, kind of. We're both hungover as fuck after espresso martini night, but we're getting there. We're getting there, Giuseppe. Crack one with us. I'll crack one. I just need one person on the show to tell me they're getting drunk, and I'll join you.
Yeah,
I'm begging you, please.
It will take me maybe one seltzer to get back into it.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm also going to Southie today, so it's not good.
Yeah. Are you meeting up with Jimmy?
Yeah, I am.
Shit, maybe I will come in.
You should come in.
I got to go to the Pats tomorrow, though, and I know that won't end well for us.
Yeah, I'm gonna end up sleeping. I'm gonna text you on Jimmy's couch at fucking 9 a.m. Noto starting Tannehill, only have Lance and Taysom behind him. Deep bench. Any thoughts on Tannehill this week? You don't like Tannehill this week, I don't think. Right?
Don't love him. No, I mean, you got him. He's not a horrible play, and typically when I'm off him, he does better. But New Orleans is a good defense. I don't think this game is just kind of gross. And first game without Henry, the offense didn't look all that great. He does have 20 points in 2 of his last 3. So you have that for him. They are more susceptible against the pass than they are the run. It's just meh. Like, you don't have anybody else, then unfortunately, like, that's what you got to roll. And there's not a ton of great streamers this week. Like last week, we had a bunch of Tyrod Taylor, great.
Oh my
streamer.
God, they all sucked. I was actually
Jordan Love.
I was looking back at the Aaron Rodgers article I wrote. Every single one of them busted.
They all sucked. Every single one.
Taysom didn't even start. Love awful. Sucked.
Yep.
Everyone sucked.
Tyrod sucked. They all sucked.
Tua.
Didn't play. Yeah. Good article though. It's really well written.
got some views. That's all that matters.
And that's all that matters, right? Exactly. Yeah. No, we obviously want to give you guys the right calls here. I'm looking at my list though. Like, the only guy that I've seen out there in a few leagues that I would certainly have above him, and I'm actually really high on this week, is Matt Ryan facing Dallas. Big fan of Matt Ryan this week. But he's only out there in about 50% of leagues. So I'm guessing he's not out there in a deep bench league. So you got to let it rip.
Jeremiah, Dearness is a must start, right?
Oh, yeah.
Especially over guys like AP or Damien Harris. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yep. Over both of those guys, assuming Harris even plays, but definitely over AP either way.
Jeremiah, who's your DraftKings stacks and sleepers?
Oh, I'm loving Tom Brady. I can answer this one in the same time as Tom Brady and Tyler Johnson being the sleeper, assuming Godwin's out. But I'm going Tom Brady, Mike Evans, and Tyler Johnson as a double stack. I think there's no way he doesn't throw for like 404 against that pathetic defense, no matter who they have at wide receiver. So I'm just going that. I'm paying up at that quarterback, paying down at running back, and stacking those guys up. What about you, CJ? Do you have anybody in particular?
Off of Jimmy's sleepers article, he had, it's not really a sleeper anymore, but like Dearness Johnson, Ramondre Stevenson,
All those running backs.
Deontay Harris. Deontay Harris. And then
for the Saints.
Yeah. He's been being peppered lately.
Yeah.
It's like really the receiver one. Who the fuck else do you have? I forget
Ingram.
At this point.
Probably, I mean, at running back, I guess they're not sleeper. Like the cheap plays though.
Yeah, they're cheap.
Back,
yeah.
Dearness, Ingram, and Bolden. Those three guys, like whatever combination you pick of those three, I think is a great way to start your lineups and then kind of paying up at wide receiver for the most part. There. I'm going all in on Dawson Knox's return, 4,500.
You love Dawson Knox. I can't do him. I think he stinks.
I love him. Love Knox.
Just happy pick a running back in a flex. Mitchell, Daryl Williams, Gibson, Dillon, Renfro, Jacoby Myers.
Pretty good. I would go Mitchell as the top running back, and flex it comes down to Renfro or Daryl for me. I'm going to go Daryl myself. Now that it seems like CH is not playing, I'd go Mitchell, Daryl. Do you go Daryl, or I know you're a big Renfro guy and you nailed that one last week. What do you think?
Well, no, it's a running back and a flex, so you can pick.
Well, yeah, Mitchell's the running back for me. I'm playing Mitchell no matter what, and then I'm going to go Daryl at flex.
But I always do prefer the running backs over the receivers. I mean, I do love Renfro, but Daryl Williams is guaranteed at least 15 touches. So
yeah, and a good match against the Raiders. Yeah, so Mitchell and Daryl. Let's roll.
Johnny Lau hates being called a pianist.
Yeah, pianos suck. I'm just putting it out there. I will never move a piano again in my life. That was awful.
Ryan Hemmings, hey gents, hope you're both doing well. Thoughts on the Chiefs game? I have CEH Williams ready for the flex. A good play regardless of who starts. We'll see if the committee of CEH is good to go.
So that's what would be annoying if CH is good to go. Again, he's called a long stretch. I think it gets annoying if CH plays because I do think we get a committee. And then Daryl, who's been a volume play, he's not that talented. He's been a volume play, would be a little bit complicated. So let's hope he doesn't play for your sake, Ryan.
Giuseppe, Woods, or Renfro?
I would go Woods, definitely.
Yeah,
Woods
I'm sticking with Woods here.
Everybody's like hating on Woods this year, and I think I know why. But I just want, before I get into why, is he's the wide receiver 11 on the year. He's a top 12 receiver so far. He's having a pretty good year after those first couple duds. I get that the reason I think why everyone thinks he's busting is because Cooper Kupp is just insane. And the opportunity cost, most of us took Woods over Kupp. I did myself. Sucks. But ultimately, that shouldn't blind us from the fact that Woods is actually having himself a top 12 year and shouldn't be in a conversation with a bottom 30 receiver, even though I like Renfro. Like, let's be real here.
Hawkinson or Hunter Henry?
It's got to be TJ, just the volume. I mean, I love Hunter Henry.
He's been waking up lately.
Yeah, Hawkinson seems like he's back healthy. So you roll that. You roll for the volume.
Jeremiah, do I trust Mike Will or do I play to McKissick?
Man, I have a hard time benching Mike Will. I know it's kicked me in the balls quite a bit lately, but very few people have 30-point upside. The Vikings are giving up the 6th most to receivers. McKissick certainly is the safe play. I think you kind of answer this yourself, Jeremiah. If you're the favorite, you're up by 10 already or something of that nature, and you know you're going to roll, then yeah, you know McKissick's probably going to get you 12 to 15. Good ceiling, good game shape. This is a McKissick classic game. But otherwise, in most cases, I'm going to go for that 30-point bomb performance that Mike Williams always has. I think he does that against the Vikings tomorrow. What do you think of
once his knee gets healthy? I mean, it is like a huge drastic change of events. When he won the injury report with his knee, he's been terrible. But
yeah, I mean, maybe that's a good point. What if he is just playing at less than 100 and just sucks now? Would you go McKissick over him?
No.
Yeah.
me and you are McKissick guys. I'm not gonna start now.
Yeah.
Pat Sullivan, Van Jefferson droppable now?
Yeah. I don't see any way this guy could have a role. Like he'll have a random blow up or two, I think.
That was such a stupid signing.
I know.
Just like for everything.
Yeah. I wish he went anywhere else. It's like that sucks.
Mitch Chavez, Garrett will get to Mac this weekend, I'm sure. I know Mitch Chavez is in our Instagram comments shitting on Mac Jones. I don't like it.
Fuck off. Mac Jones is a beast. I love that competitive drive, grabbing ankles and
Dude,
shit.
I have never that team is so pussy. It's not even funny.
Who, the Panthers? Yeah, complaining.
All of them, even like Trey Boston now is like, oh yeah, like he twisted his ankle. He fumbled the ball and he grabbed his leg. Yes, the twist at the end was a little bit much, but he grabbed his leg.
I love it. I bet the Patriots locker room loved it too.
Oh yeah, and I love how Rodney Harrison was talking about this, and he's like, I love how Matt Jones hasn't responded to one question about it.
Yeah, exactly.
And he's just
I'm too busy. Yeah, I got bigger problems than
exactly.
Burns
Brian Burns is like, I hope we meet up again. What?
Yeah.
Well, when if you guys haven't won since like week 3?
Yeah. Oh no, fucking losers, absolute losers.
I'm calling out my defensive end crew.
Yeah, go get him, guys.
Giuseppe Russo, Pat Fryer, Arnold, PPR.
I gotta go Pat Fry. How do you bench this guy at this point? 3 touchdowns in 2 games, a tight end 1 and tight end 2 the past 2 weeks. Gets Detroit. Nothing tough there. And just a reminder, Pat Bailey, you absolutely suck. Danny is going to work you, bend you in every which way this weekend. You blow, Pat Bailey. He's gonna slap that bald head around.
Giuseppe Peterson, Singletary, or Howard, PPR.
I'm gonna go. Now that Zach Moss is in, I don't think Singletary. It's good the matchup is. It's so tough to go there. I'd probably go Jordan Howard myself. He's been rolling. 17 and 15 carries the last couple of weeks. Find the end zone. Tough matchup against Denver, but I go Howard myself. What do you think?
You fell off the Peterson train pretty quick.
He's okay. He's good for a touchdown, but I think that matchup. I mean, New Orleans run D is so good. Sneaky revenge game narrative though for AP. He had like a brief moment with the Saints, and he hated them. Yeah. So he does get the revenge game narrative. Maybe it is AP. I go Howard myself. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm going Howard. Duck said to start Singletary. I kind of hated that call. But.
Nah, don't like that at all.
Bernard Long, start 2 of these. Devonta, Fournette, Daryl Williams, Ingram.
Ooh, pretty good one here. That's a good stable right there, Bernard. I like Fournette the most. I think the Bucks are going to roll that team, and Fournette just gets tons of work in that system. I go Fournette at the top. The next one, any of these 3 guys, like I'd be happy starting. I have to decide between Javonte and Ingram myself. I have Ingram above Javonte. The question is Daryl or Ingram for me. I kind of like Daryl. Raiders is a good matchup. He's seen a ton of work these last few weeks. I don't know. I think I lean him 21, 5, 11, and 8. I guess he hasn't been
Fournette Ingram for me.
You're going Fournette and Ingram. I'm going Daryl and Fournette myself. So we'll see there. Let us know what you decide, Bernard.
Bill Jagier, happy Saturday, gentlemen. Half PPR. Pick 2 of these: Jacoby, Elijah Moore, or Tony Pollard. Happy
Saturday, indeed, Jagier. I was just moving a freaking piano for your brother-in-law, Tommy. Awful stuff. This is tough. You got to do 2 of these guys. Jacoby's
I know the first 2 receivers, I guess.
I know you got Elijah though facing Buffalo. Great, the toughest matchup for receivers. Jacoby has sucked, and then Pollard gets Atlanta, the best matchup of everything. I'm going to go the last 2. I'm going to go Moore and Pollard, but maybe the other guys being out, the running backs being out, gives Jacoby his first touchdown of all time.
Yeah, they're forcing it with him too. Like they'll throw him fades in the end. They're doing anything to get him a goddamn touchdown.
They just can't get it. I'm going to go the first 2 receivers myself. That's where I lean. It's always tough putting a backup running back, even in a good matchup.
Noto, pick 2 of these full PPR: Dearness Johnson, Eli Mitchell. Let's stop there.
Yeah, I go Deer. Yeah, I think you stop there. You go Mitchell and Dearness. I do love Emmanuel Sanders, but those 2 options are so good that you just roll those 2 guys.
Juan Pena, who should I start my tight end spot? Kittle, Knox, or Pat Fry? I would have put Freiermuth in my flex, but Freeman was appealing.
Yeah, it was tough to avoid Freeman in a good matchup. It just didn't pan out. He had a touchdown 3 straight weeks, so of course he doesn't score against the awful Miami defense. That was awful. But you got to go Kittle. After last week, it was just the best volume he's seen all year. He was running deep, looking fully healthy. So I'm going Kittle there. Would you agree?
Yeah, I also feel you can't have 3 tight ends on your roster.
And they're all good. Yeah, you got to make a move here, Juan. Trade somebody.
Tommy Hernandez needed tight end and a running back 2. Goddard, Schultz, Mitchell, Harris. Goddard Mitchell.
Yeah, Goddard's seen like a 40% target share, even though the volume hasn't been great. I'd go Goddard, and I would go. I mean, Harris probably isn't going to play, and I'd go Mitchell anyways, Tommy.
Bill Jagir, prop bet question for CJ. What's the over-under on tailgate beers for Wolf tomorrow, and how much money are you putting on the
over? An easy over to hammer. Yeah, what would you set that line at, CJ?
I would put just straight beers at like 9.5. That's a big over-under. Because there'll be fireball shots. There will be other things going on. I'll say 6.5 beers, and then I'm gonna do 2.5 nips.
Ooh, okay, so it's essentially 10 total drinks. Well, I hit double digits, and now I have a mission. I'll hammer that over all day.
Yeah, we do. The chosen hero, is it beneficial to drop Tim Patrick or for Russell Gage?
I'd probably rather have Russell Gage. The better shot being like a true number one. Patrick has led that team in receiving since Judy came back. I still think Gage has a little bit more upside. What do you think, CJ?
I love Tim Patrick, but I've also been a Russell Gage guy, so I'm gonna go with Gage with Ridley out.
Deal.
The chosen row start 2 of these: Sanders, Renfro, Judy, Kirk, Gage. Oh wait, so he didn't even listen to to what we had to say. He already dropped Gage anyway.
Yeah, you just seen it was a good move, but hey, you did it. I like it. I like Sanders. I love Kirk this week too, though. I love Judy. You got some great options here, Chosen Rose. Oh man. I could make a case for literally all of these, and you can only pick 2. That's tough. I would probably go Judy and maybe Renfro getting Kansas City. Bad defense. Yeah, I'm going to go Judy, Renfro myself. What do you think?
That's what I was thinking too. I was like, I feel like Renfro, I know he's the white slot receiver, but it's like, he reminds me of Edelman, where it's no one ever really cares about him fantasy, but he will always put up like the 12 to 15 points every single week, and that's just what he's doing.
Yeah, exactly. I like Renfro. You're going to probably get exactly 12 to 15 from him. That's the highest floor. As big as Manny Sanders' ceiling is, and I think the Bills could go just banana land this weekend and just put up like 50-something. I would go Renfro and Judy. Kirk is like, it gets intriguing if Hopkins is out, if Murray's in, and even without Murray, Colt McCoy loved him. So Kirk is really interesting here. If you need the ceiling, and the good news is Renfro plays Sunday night too, so you can this is one where you can wait it a little bit. If Hopkins is out, Murray's in, like I might go Kirk, but all things considered, I think I'm going Renfro. I'm going Jerry Judy. Yeah. I'm in agreement with you.
Rose, Higbee, Cook, Conklin, or Pat Fry. Why are these tight end questions with 4 tight ends?
Yeah, there must be people on waivers, I guess. If you own 4 tight ends, it's awful. Pat Fry's my favorite here, especially now that Odell's there. Higbee's like great role, good offense. Daryl never produces. So I'm kind of done with that. Cook's in like a 3-headed nightmare. Conklin, 7 targets. Yeah, that was cool, but I'm into Fry with the touchdowns. You got to go with that. What do you think?
Yeah, especially now that Rams offense is a mess outside of probably Kupp and Woods, I guess. But I'm going Fry with there.
Yeah, no Claypool only helps that touchdown ceiling too.
Young Ho or Nick Folk?
I almost never go against Young Ho, but Folk tomorrow could. I'm going Koo. I got to go Koo. I always go Koo, and it always works out. Go Koo, baby.
Pat Sullivan, Happy PR, Flex Swift, Fournette, Frymouth. Swift.
Got to go Swift. Fournette's close to Swift for me though. With no Jamal Williams, you can't bench Swift. He's my running back 10. Fournette's my 13. It's close. That's kind of crazy. That's how good Frymouth's been lately, that he's in questions with Swift and Fournette. It's like,
although when I wrote his article this week, you do have him tied in 16 the rest of the season.
Oh, I got to change the rest of the season, big board. Yeah, I got to bump him up.
I was very surprised to see him outside of the top 12.
Yeah, he's top 12 rest of the season.
Even with a healthy Ebron too, like he's a red zone monster. He's always fun. Jeremiah Moore, Moss concussion protocol.
Oh yeah. We were talking about that. Moss will play. Thank you guys we got that live right as we got on there. Moss top 20 play for sure.
Would you play Brandon Ayuk over DJ Moore?
That's a tough one, DiLorenzo. I would probably keep rolling Moore and just hope PJ Walker, he can't be worse than what Darnold's been. So my guess is it gets a little bit better. So I go Moore myself. What do you think?
I'll go Ayuk this week, but actually no, I'll go Moore this week with Walker. Cam literally can't complete like a 7-yard pass.
Yeah, I'm going more.
Oh, I feel so bad for Panthers fans that they have to like go back to what we had to watch last season.
It's so bad. Oh, so bad. All righty. Yeah, we're going DJ Moore there, DiLorenzo. It's been tough, but he's too good to bench.
New life, happy hour, choose one of these. Javonte Williams, J-Rob, Daryl Williams, Eli Mitchell.
I like Eli. I love Eli. Best run scheme in the league. He's getting 80% or more at all the ones he's started. So yeah, I like him, especially with Hasty unlikely to go too. Some more receiving work. Give me Mitchell all day. Rodgers.
What are your thoughts on that 49ers backfield after that appalling situation last week?
God, that's horrible. I think it was I was surprised that Wilson didn't even see the field. I think it was getting back from practice. I would still say Monday night, if you have bench trash to cut them and get Wilson on your roster and just see what happens. He's been a league winner before.
We need Grant. You need to get Grant back on. He's had some hilarious takes. I got some Twitter alert from him yesterday for some reason. I don't even know why. And it was like the 49ers, something so aggressive. It was like Trey Lance would be a quarterback, but he has Kyle Shanahan's like despicable body holding him back. Something just completely aggressive. What's also funny is that he also, what I love about Grant too, is that he backs it up and like in press conferences, he actually says the questions that he says on Twitter.
Right. He'll like go at the coaches. He's great.
Shanahan hates him. All the players hate him, but it's like, he's right.
Yeah, he is good.
Jillord Palio, do you think OBJ is worth the stash?
Yeah. I mean, it's McVay with a great weapon. Like, let's see what happens. But I do think he's the third fiddle. I do think Kupp he'll remain unchanged. I could see OBJ being even better than Robert Woods down the line. Yeah, 100%. I mean, this offense, that arm, yeah, let's see what happens.
DiLorenzo, great content as always. Keep smashing.
Thanks for being here, brother. We appreciate it. Anybody else out there, if you haven't already, hit that thumbs up button. Continue to help us to grow Wolfpack. We would really appreciate it.
Shades, standard scoring, one running back. Mitchell, Collins, Ingram.
Got to go Mitchell. I love Mitchell. All day. You agree with that, I'm sure, right?
Yep. Chavez, with the news of Allen being questionable, should I start Mike Williams or CeeDee Lamb?
I mean, if Allen missed the game, okay, then you could go Williams maybe over CD, but I would go CD. They've been both a little bit inconsistent, but I'd go CD for sure, unless Allen was ruled out.
Tom Milashevsky.
Fresh off the piano.
Hey, this is his contribution. Knox or Henry?
I would go. His contribution was buying me an Anchor Bloody Mary. That was fantastic. I'll move. I guess I said I'll never move a piano again, but if it's an Anchor Bloody Mary at the end of it, it's pretty much worth it. We had some good manpower today too. Knox or Henry? I go Knox. I'm all about Knox's return. Knox has been great all year. He's the number 2 tight end in fantasy before he got hurt. He's leading the tight ends in touchdowns. I think he's still 4th on the list. He's a beast. I go Dawson Knox. Would you go Dawson or Henry?
I think he stinks. I'm not a Dawson Knox guy at all. It's like it depends like whether Josh Allen wants to run the ball in or not.
He's getting a touchdown. He always does. Dawson Knox, baby. We're going Dawson Knox over Henry.
I'm not. I'm going Henry. Milashevsky, flex, Devonta Smith or Damian Harris.
If Harris plays, I think you put him in there in standard scoring. It's all about touchdowns. So yeah. I'd go Harris if he plays, but this answer might be for you. He's been concussed all week. I don't think he's playing, Tommy. So I go Harris if he's in there, but otherwise you just go with Smith.
Ryan Hemmings, PPR need one of a running back and a flex. Dearness, CEH/Williams, Javonte, Beasley, Ayuk.
I'm gonna go Dearness as the best option here, and then for the flex, I'd probably go Williams, assuming that CEH is out. Otherwise, you go Javonte. What do you think? You agree with that?
Yeah, I'd go with Dearness and then Chiefs running back. Seems the most safe.
Well, if CEH plays, I'm going Javonte. I'm not going. If CEH plays, I don't want that committee. But it seems like he's going to be out. So go with Daryl.
Jeremiah Moore, I'm off to work. I also work at a garage door company as a tech in Boston. Needs me to do an emergency call.
There you go. Make that emergency money, I hope. I hope you get a little extra money coming
little
for
time
you,
and a half on the weekend.
Yeah, there you go.
Bo Gable, half PPR. Pick 2 of these for the flex. Gibson, Judy, Schultz, Peterson, Howard, Thielen.
I would go
Thielen's the lock.
Thielen 100%. Yeah. So I was trying to think. I think I'd probably go Judy over these running backs. I don't love any of those running backs. So yeah, give me Thielen, give me Judy. Go to the receivers here.
Kate Jagier, Superflex, full PPR. Do I win on Kyler? Other options are gross. I feel like she talks exactly like us now. Only have Taysom Hill, or should I drop him for Goff or PJ Walker or play Pollard?
So if you didn't wait on Kyler, who's like the 1 o'clock quarterback that you'd be going, could drop.
Would you drop Taysom Hill now? Like, do you think that it's?
Yeah, I think we can drop Taysom Hill at this point, right? Like they're still starting Simeon, and he's, that's what it is. Maybe you go with the XFL legend and PJ Walker, but if you waited on Kyler and he doesn't play, he's at 4. So like, I think a lot of those options you're listing here play at 1. So it becomes Katie. Who's the other one going to be? Yeah. So I would go. I'd go Kyler.
I think Kyler's going to play.
Kyler's going to play in a Superflex league. It's worth waiting it out, but we got to know who your option is if you wait it out. It's worth it. If Pollard's your other option and these gross quarterbacks, I think you wait it out for Kyler as long as you can find like Kirk or somebody on the that you can fill in there for him. Benjamin maybe even. Anthony
DiLorenzo, huge limit between DJ Moore and Ayuk. Do I diversify since I also have Kittle and roll with DJ?
Yeah, you roll with DJ over Ayuk, in my opinion.
New life. What do you think of Denver's defense this week?
They're fine. Philly's not that crazy of an offense. So, yeah, they're okay. There's like 4 defenses I love, and then it's all kind of mediocre this week.
Well, Chelsea, CJ, can you ask the Wolf how he's doing in our family league? Can you ask him why he's worse than my mom and my sister?
Yeah, not the best of season so far. I think I'm 3-5. It's pathetic. It's awful. It sucks. Yeah, I'm really bad this year, family league. My team's actually.
Can you sneak in, or are you still?
I think I could sneak in, and I don't think my team's horrible. My quarterback play has been highly underwhelming, but I have. My team is really not that awful. I'm starting Heineke this week, which sucks. I have Burrow normally, and I have Cooper, Amari Cooper, Sanders, Patterson, Nick Chubb, or Dearness. I have both of them. Darren Waller, Mark Ingram at the flex. I also have Devonta Smith, Sutton. Like, I have a pretty decent team. It never comes together. It happens. But I'm gonna sneak in, Tom. I only have 3 wins, but one of them I smacked your ass around, so that was nice. I had that win going for me. But yeah, my team needs to turn around. It's very, very underwhelming right now.
Chris Henderson, Carson, or Ayuk?
Carson's not playing, so that one makes it easy for us. So no Carson. Got to go Ayuk there.
Juan Pena, who are my RB2? Connor, Drake, Carter, Hyde.
Oh, it's got to be Connor. No Edmonds. He scored 11 touchdowns in freaking the last 8 weeks. He's going to continue to roll. Yeah, Connor all day.
Ashley Savito. I need a flex, running back 2, and a receiver 2 out of the following players. Patterson, Sanders, Renfro, Brandon Bolden.
So we're just sitting one.
Sit one of these, yeah.
Sitting one of them. I think if all the running backs are out for New England, you're sitting Sanders. I would go. Otherwise, if like Harris or Stevenson play, I think you can bench Bolden for these other options. They're all great. But yeah, I'd be benching Sanders here if all the running backs are.
Hypothetically, say like Damien Harris is out, but Stevenson, you would sit Brandon Bolden still? He's gonna own third down.
He will, but Stevenson's sneaky catches. Like
he does.
They've been working him in a lot of receiving work. So
they trust him more in the pass game than they do with Damien Harris.
That's what I was gonna say. It's actually like better if Harris plays, but Stevenson sits for Bolden. Obviously, it's best if both sit. If both sit, Bolden's a lock. So yeah, if both sit, then you're playing Bolden. If either one plays, I think you're going to Sanders instead.
James Walsh, Godwin, or Renfro?
I would go
Godwin if he plays.
I would go Godwin 100% if he plays, yeah. If not, Renfro's a good fallback, so we'll find out tomorrow.
Ryan Hemmings, lazy for me, but where I got the ear of some experts themselves. Need a running back and a flex, full PPR, Dearness, Daryl Williams, Devonta, Ayuk, Beasley.
It's not lazy. You're good. You're good. I'm happy you're here. That's why we do this, to talk to you guys. I would say you're locking in Dearness, and the flex – I think we answered this one for Ryan already. I would go Daryl if CH is out, and if he's in, then you're going full PPR. You actually might go Beasley. You might go the bee's knees here. Seeing he's had 33 targets these last couple weeks. So I go Dearness, just get him in there at running back. The rest, it's kind of wait and see. But as long as CH is out, I really do like Daryl. And if CH is in, then I think I go Beasley.
St. Jennings, what's up, boys? Snagging him off the waiver wire last night, starting over Carter. That's my issue too. I don't know what to do.
Go with Denny. Denny always works it. Denny, let me know. Are you cracking one already? You already in there?
Am I really gonna have to go open a seltzer right now?
For Danny Jennings, baby.
Aaron Quade. Got Fitzpatrick in the IR. Picked up Cam today, hoping one of them will start to cover Stafford's bye next week. I think the odds are good. Yeah,
they've already kind of said Cam's going to start, I think, as early as next week. So I think you roll with him. I don't know about Fitzpatrick. They're saying he's kind of coming along slowly.
Yeah, I haven't heard it. I feel like he's done for the season, especially if they suck too. But it's like,
who does Carolina have next week? Let me just look that up. Like they're facing Washington, so that's a great matchup for Cam too. So yeah, Cam will be a pretty good stream, even though it's first week back. But I would go. I want to know who else is out there, but Cam against Washington is a pretty good welcome present.
Clayton, need to pick two of these PPR: Dearness, Mark Ingram, Daryl Williams.
Assuming CEH is out, I would go Dearness and Daryl. What about you on Daryl versus Ingram? You're pretty high on Ingram, right?
I'd probably go Ingram. I think. Yeah. I don't know. That's like my brain right now with Ingram. Like getting him off the waiver wire, I was pretty pumped, and then I was like, "Am I going to start him?" Like I don't know, but I also feel like I'm just envisioning so many touches for him.
Yeah, I do too. It's just a Simeon-led offense. Is still like it's not the Saints of old. If Kamara was out, Ingram was like a number one play, and then
he'd be a little
Murray with 30 points a game, right? But now it's Simeon. But Simeon did target his running backs 31% of the time. I think you're going to get some good receiving work from Ingram. Full PPR, yeah. You know what? Maybe it is Dearness and Mark Ingram. What ceiling has Williams shown? He's had one 20-point day. The rest has been meh. I like that. I like Dearness and Ingram. Okay.
Chris Henderson, anyone know about JJ Taylor and why he's projected more than Bolden?
No.
That's it doesn't suck. He's good, but he's in the Belichick doghouse now. So
yeah, it's Bolden. It's going to be the Bolden.
He'll eventually be the next James White, like they've always done, but not right now. Fig Newton or Cam Newton?
I don't like Fig Newtons. Fig Newtons kind of suck, in my opinion. What are your thoughts?
Oh, they're so dry.
Yeah,
dry your mouth out.
I don't really like Cam, but I hate Fig Newtons.
I also hate Cam. So
yeah, we're going Cam.
Anthony DiLorenzo might have dupes for me, gents. Apologies. Sorry, on Facebook, moved to YouTube.
Glad you're here. Come from both angles. I like it. It's good stuff.
Yeah, anyone that watches on Facebook, go to our YouTube, subscribe, please. That's where we get money. Aaron Quade again. Other available quarterbacks are Fields, Mike White, Simeon, Taysom Hill.
I actually kind of like Fields the way he's been cooking lately. I think he gets Detroit next week.
He was so good last week again.
I know. I'd go Fields because he gets Detroit next week if I'm not mistaken. And he's just rolling. I could see him being like a stretch run league winner. The leg points you can get. The fact that he looked as good as he did against the Steelers. Now he gets Detroit. I actually like Fields more than Cam.
Did you see what's going on in the Jets locker room right now? They're like kind of turning on Zach Wilson.
They're chanting for Mike White.
They literally are like Mike whenever he walks in the room.
I love
Zach Wilson just probably sitting there being like, oh, okay.
Great culture, yeah.
Charlie Preble, Alex Collins, or Dearness Johnson?
Dearness all day for me, Prebs. Got to roll Dearness when he's the spot starter.
Could they start this week? One for flex, one receiver. So start two of these: Woods, Ingram, Devonta Smith.
I think I'm going to bench Devonta as good as he was last week, even if it's full PPR. I know you say that. I love Ingram and I like Woods a lot this week too.
Russell Kaiser, Goddard, or Pat Fry.
That's a tough one. Fry's rolling with the touchdowns. Goddard's seeing a ton of targets every week, but it's been meh. I have Goddard higher, but part of me just wants to keep rolling Fry with how he is. What do you think?
I feel like I do like Pat Fry a lot, but I'm going Goddard there. I feel like he's a little bit safer.
A little bit, but I don't know. Especially, is Ebron practicing? If Ebron's out again,
I don't think that matters anymore.
Probably won't even matter. You're right. Ah, man. My gut is screaming Freiermuth right now. Like,
Freiermuth's gonna take the blocking duties. He's a better tight end than
just such a good just overall player. He's great. Yeah. Could look for Ayuk to sub for Saturday, Kyler. Yeah, That's true. That could be an option if he's out there in your waiver wire, Keen. If you needed a quarter fill-in for Kyler.
KTC Bull, Saquon and Montgomery finally back, but I need a second running back this week. Ingram or Peterson?
Ingram for sure. Peterson just is gross. It's the touchdown. He's going to be fine. Like, he's going to be a good touchdown option most weeks, but give me Ingram there. A lot of receiving work.
KTC, Montgomery's on the bye this week.
Yeah, is Saquon playing this week? They're on the bye. They're all on the bye. I'd rather own, if you're asking like who I'd rather have moving forward, I'd rather have Saquon moving forward.
Good day. Yep, that's how I picked him up.
There we go.
Mitch Chavez took a shot of tequila. Sheesh.
Well, there we go. Now I got to crack one just for you, Mitch.
That's good. Denny, get my seltzer downstairs.
Come on, Denny. Like,
not yet. Crack it. My boy John. Oh, come on, Denny. You're better than that.
Oh, what do we got in here? I'll chug a seltzer just to get the vibes flowing. Bud Light Lime Margarita Seltzer. Because Mitch did a tequila, I'll do a little bit of lime seltzers for you. Here we go. Trade OBJ for Lamb, Judy, or Claypool. I would, if you can pull it off, I'm a cup owner. I would rather have Judy than OBJ moving forward. Oh, Lamb 100% would be the number one here. I would also rather have Judy. Claypool versus OBJ is kind of up in the air for me, Russell. I don't know if I can chug this thing right now, but I can certainly drink it. What up, Prebs? You're welcome. You should offer a prize to the 2,000 subscribers, says Denny. But then do you think people will like hold off till it gets close to 2,000? You know what I mean? I like that idea, but we definitely do want to get to 2K. So that'll help us, maybe. But I'm worried like people will hold off to be the 2K if we offer this big prize. What kind of seltzer you got over there? Oh, getting the headphones back on. Thanks, guys. I picked up Fields and dropped him so many. He's been up and down. He's like a yo-yo on my roster, too. But I think this is where the turning point is. He seems to really be clicking these days. I like him against Detroit. What kind of seltzer you got over there, CJ?
Strawberry. Not great, but it was the one I grabbed.
Yeah, I got lime. I'm not a big lime fan. Pretty gross.
Lime kind of stinks, but
does.
It'll get me back on the bus. Chris
back
Henderson.
on that bus.
I mean, Collins or Ayuk.
Oh, you asked Carson or Ayuk. I would Ayuk starting to roll. I feel safer with like the Carson touches, though. I would probably go Carson here in the flex. What do you think?
Yeah, I always lean with the running backs there. You know, it's guaranteed probably with him, probably 12 to 15 touches. So.
Bam. That's what I go.
KTC, I have Saquon and Montgomery. I need to start one. Next week. Next week.
Come back next week. I'll talk about it. But we're as long as Saquon's out there, he's always in lineups, in my opinion.
All right.
Just cracked a Miller Lite. Cheers, Daddy.
Hey, Daddy, just like us, he just needs a little boost.
Oh yeah.
Once you get the confirmation, you're good to go.
Absolutely. There you go, Denny. Love it.
Tunes, Higbee, Arnold, Conklin.
Kind of like Arnold here, actually. I heard this stat about the Colts defense the other day. They've given up 25 touchdowns this year. How many of those do you think have come in the air, CJ? 25 touchdowns on the year. How many have come through the air? The Colts.
20.
23. They've given up only 2 rushing touchdowns. 23 have come through the air. They are that bad against the pass and that good against the run. So I think Arnold, he's led the team in receiving the past 2 weeks. He's got a good shot to find the end zone as well.
I know people shit on Wentz all the time. I like that team a lot.
Me too.
Reason.
I think they could be dangerous.
Me too. I think if they get a wild card spot, they could easily win 1 or 2 games. Yeah.
I think the same about the Patriots too. That's the team that only anybody would want to meet in the playoffs as well. I'm excited. I think the Patriots could still win this fucking division. The Bills are going to lose to the Jags. We'll see.
Oh, I've been told you my new Bills Mafia friends. met him at a bar in Boston a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
I've turned into like my best friends. They made me miss my train like 5 times.
I love it.
Tunes, Gibson, McKissick, AJ Dillon, Corey Davis, Michael Gallup. Need a running back in a flex. 0 points from Gesicki. That was terrible. 7
like
targets.
8 targets
0,
too, right? Yeah, 7 targets. Good usage. Nothing came to fruition. I would go McKissick, and I would go I mean, do you double up the running backs there? Probably not. I like McKissick the most of all these options tunes. I don't know. This is gross. I would probably go McKissick and Gibson and just go both backs. But you need upside, and going upside is not going both guys in the same backfield. So maybe Corey Davis. He's had a couple.
Gallup definitely in this week?
Yeah, Gallup's playing this week. Yep. He practiced in full. So I believe so, at least. This is a gross situation. But McKissick's the running back.
Tampa's run defense is so like insane. I would probably go McKissick.
Well, I'm 100% going McKissick.
Between those two, at least.
Yeah, you're going McKissick, and then you need the upside. I think you go for Corey Davis in the flex and just hope he has like a 20-point day. He probably won't. I don't feel good about it, but all these other guys, like their ceiling is very capped, in my opinion.
Danny Jennings, enjoy the game tomorrow, Wolf. Birds are winning tomorrow. Hurt's going to go off.
Right. I don't know about that, but I will enjoy the game. I appreciate that a lot. Danny Jennings, cannot wait. Should be a great game. I'm so pumped I'm going.
KTC, full starters when my team's not on a bye. 2 quarterback, Mahomes, Allen, Aaron Jones, Montgomery, or Saquon, Hill, Diggs, Jamar Chase, Hopkins.
That's a good roster right there. Hill, Diggs, Jamar Chase. Whoo! That receiving core. Then to also have – how many teams are in this league? That's got to be like an 8-teamer or some shit. If not KTC Bowl, that's a great team. Impressive stuff.
Tunes, Julio, Beasley, Landry sit one of those. Julio looks like he pulled up again with his pussy hamstring. So.
Exactly. He might be ruled out anyways, and even if he wasn't, Julio's the definite sit for me there. And we know you, Tunes. You'll never sit Jarvis Landry, the biggest Jarvis Landry fan that's ever existed on planet Earth. Awesome. I mean, not the usual Saturday crew, but yeah, it is an 8-team. So that makes sense. That's like you see those type of rosters, like, holy shit. But 8-team, that's good. You guys at least do 2 quarterbacks for 8-team. I hate the 8-team leagues with 1 quarterback. It makes no sense to me. Wolfpack, that'll do it. Not as many as the usual Sunday, but not that far off, like pretty close in terms of action and engagement. So we really appreciate it. Obviously, again, tomorrow, keep your news posted for Godwin. That's one of the biggest stories for tomorrow, and who would like fill in for him if he's out. You obviously have to track James Robinson being questionable, Julio Jones, Keenan Allen, some other guys that you got to keep on the radar. And, of course, you got the Cardinals as well that you got to watch out for with Kyler Murray and them this week. All right, KCC Bowl, we'll squeeze one last one in for you. Deontay Pittman, DK. That's pretty good, actually. Who do you think, CJ? I go DK, I think, with Russ back.
Yeah, I can never sit DK. He's a lineup block for me.
These guys are all. I've had this.
Although Deontay's looking to get showered too. So
I know that's what makes it tough. They're both DK and Deontay are both 6,800 on DraftKings, and I've been going back and forth between them. I'm going to go DK. He's the bigger risk to disappear, sure, but he also could catch 3 touchdowns tomorrow. Like I'm going to go him. I think that game's going to be a fun one. So DK for me. What do you think? Deontay shower, or are you going DK?
DK, I have like a few guys in my brain that I just will never sit, and DK is one of them.
He's in there too.
Because you'd feel like such a dickhead, like sitting him, and then like red zone pops up and just some 70-yard bomb.
80-yard bomb, right? I know. And the crazy part of this question is Pittman's outscored both those guys. In fact, he's outscored.
Although we didn't even say his name. Yeah,
we didn't even like address him, right? And he's facing the Jags. Like he's had another great matchup. He's had 20 or more in 2 of his last 3. Pittman's also a great option. Like we shouldn't have just glossed over him, but I'm with you. DK is just it's so hard to have on the bench. But Wolfpack, thank you again so much. If you have not gotten a sit start in, if you're catching the replay here and I wasn't able to answer, try to find me at Roto Street Wolf. I'll do my best. I'll maybe put like a ask me anything type of thing up in the morning and hit as many as I can on the way to the game. And then of course, once we're tailgating, getting after it, I'm just gonna be a pile of rubbish.
Follow us on Instagram.
Follow Instagram. All that good stuff.
Subscribe on YouTube. We're trying to get away from Facebook.
I've seen the Instagram's starting to rise a bit. We're getting some good influx there. I like it. So yeah, help us out if you haven't already liked and subbed here. We mean the world. We want to get to that 2K by the end of November. It would be awesome if you guys can help us share us out with your friends that you're not facing. How long do we think Cooper or Connor rather will have the backfield to himself? As long as he stays healthy. That's the one risk with him. And I will say, I kind of want to just throw this one into the universe. I think Benjamin has to be stashed right now. He's out there in a ton of leagues. We didn't really talk about that backfield, but I do think Connor, league winner till he goes down, but it's almost feels inevitable. When he gets to the work, he just always breaks. Could happen as early as this week, and Benjamin would then come in and be a season winner. What do you think? What do you think of Benjamin? Are you stashing him anywhere?
I mean, I like him just because that offense, I feel like anyone can succeed, especially with Connor too. It's like he can never stay healthy. He's had that like one great winning season when he was Le'Veon's backup. But yeah, I would probably is a good stash. I would say that.
I think Eno's as good of a stash as you can get. And let's say he does nothing, drop him from Jeff Wilson on Monday night. We're getting a couple last-minute questions. You're fine. We'll give it to you because Mitch Chavez is an absolute legend.
And we have nothing
Benjamin,
else to do.
yeah, exactly, right?
It's just delaying me from going to Southie, which is a good thing.
The longer you avoid Southie, the better. Start 2. Jones, Henderson, Dearness Johnson. That is a hard one. I'm a bot. Well, who's Jones? Aaron Jones?
Aaron Jones, probably.
Dare I say I bench Aaron Jones out of here?
You're a psycho.
He has done nothing these last few weeks. Dylan got all the receiving work last week.
Well, that was also the backup quarterback. I don't know. When Aaron Rodgers is in, he still eats.
So who are you benching out of Henderson, Dearness, and Jones?
Dearness.
I think Dearness is a lock for 100 in a TD. I'm benching Aaron Jones here. Call me nuts. I'm low on him this week. Seahawks.
Yeah, but there's no way you have Dearness Johnson above Aaron Jones in your rankings.
I might. I don't know. I'm down on. I have Jones low. I have Jones at 12, Dearness at 14. I guess I do have him a spot higher. Seattle has given up the third most points to running backs. The more I think about it, it'd be really dumb to bench Aaron Jones. But you don't bench Henderson. Yeah, I guess you do bench Dearness, but man, I just think he's gonna roll. Like Jones has the lowest floor of these guys. Let's put it that way. Like I guess
Dearness is the lowest floor.
No, he doesn't, because they have no one else to feed. He's gonna have 20 carries. It's a run-centric offense. He's gonna have 20. Even if he doesn't do great, he'll have like 80 yards and probably a touchdown. Jones could also have 3 touchdowns on your bench, though. That would be. I benched him once in my life, and he had 3 touchdowns to like kick me in the balls.
Where are you sitting tomorrow?
As Mitch is making a good point. Is that seltzer already getting to me? That one seltzer. It's waking up all the demons inside me here. Yeah, I guess you got to bench Dearness, but man, I think Jones has the lowest floor here.
Where are you sitting for the game tomorrow?
I'm in the 300s, right around the 40-yard line, but I'm like the first row of the 300s. So I kind of like those seats a lot.
Yeah, me too.
If you get too high, it's awful, but the first row of the 300s, right when you come in.
Are you going to sit at the are you going to tailgate the dealership tomorrow?
I think so. We might take the train though, so that way I'll avoid driving. we'll see. Sure. The dealership's the best spot, but I don't know anyone else that's going. It's like tailgates are only really fun if you have like a big crew, and like
that's true.
You can drink on the train. That's always a good time. So I think we might end up taking the train.
I've never taken the train. What do you go Beverly to Boston, walk to South Station, then go to?
It's a process. Yeah, it's a
process. What train are you taking? The 5 a.m.
There's a 8 o'clock train that gets in at 9. The train leaves South Station at 10 and gets there at like 11:20.
Oh, you already have a map. You're taking the train tomorrow. You've already mapped out.
I mapped it out just to. Like,
I've never taken the train before. That's an interesting.
It's a good strategy if you don't have a good tailgate crew at least. And as of right now, I don't know anyone else going. So. Julie's going to the game? Oh, cool. Maybe we'll tailgate with Julie.
There's always the 2010 kids, like Mooney and those kids always go because I think one of them I think Mooney has season tickets, I want to say. So like they're always around and they
always go to the Ford too. I'll have to hit those guys up. Yeah. I gotta text them and see if they're going. Yeah. We'll see. But Wolfpack, thanks again so much for being here. We really appreciate it. Give us that thumbs up. I might be meeting up CJ with Diego De Leon, actually, one of our famous so he has the way we connected was I mentioned how there's like a craft beer stand at Gillette. They sell like heady toppers and focal bangers.
Wait, where is he? Does he live in Massachusetts?
So he has season tickets, and he said the craft beer stand is right behind where he sits. I'm like, oh shit, we're gonna be meeting up then. Hopefully I'll meet up with Diego De Leon, a classic.
I didn't know he was a Massachusetts guy.
He is. We got a lot of Massachusetts guys.
Not sounding like racist, but that he's from like Mexico, Arizona or something.
But alrighty, Christian, we'll get you. Should I trade away CMC and Keenan Allen for Devonta Adams and Saquon? That's a pretty enticing offer, but I would rather have CMC and Keenan. they're both risky running backs, but as long as they're healthy, CMC is just a monster.
Yeah.
Does Cam worry you at all, though, that like he might steal some goal line work now?
No, he sucks. I'm very he's been sitting out for a year or two. He stinks. Like he's probably worse than he was last year.
Probably. Well, we will see. I'm just worried about the running.
And they've already played together, and CMC's killed it with him. So it's like,
yeah, I'm more so just if he takes goal line carries. But yeah, at the end of the day,
did he like 2 years ago? No.
Yeah. Awesome. Love the show, guys. Do I start Michael Carter or Ayuk? I'd go Carter there. What do you think?
I don't know. Well, now I'm putting my brain to a spin because I still have my Carter question. So if I say Carter, I always go the running back, so I'll go Mike Carter.
Yeah, I think Carter with Mike White, good receiving upside, even in a tough matchup, is where I lean.
All right, am I doing Mike Carter Ingram? What am I doing?
I'm going Ingram myself. And you already talked about Ingram all show, high as hell on him. You're going Ingram. We're gonna have Mike Carter go for 30 tomorrow, and you're gonna be pissed.
And I go 11 interceptions. It's gonna drive me bananas. Ugh. I'll go Ingram.
I'm going Ingram too. We'll roll them together, baby. Let's do it.
Christian again. Would you rather rest of the season Saquon or Aaron Jones or Swift?
I like Saquon if he's healthy. Like he is just such a workhorse there. Aaron Jones, I'm worried about him. I'm worried about how good Dylan looks and how involved Dylan is, especially as a pass catcher. I'm telling you, you know what? I'm going to bump Aaron Jones below Dearness in my rankings, I think. I want to go back to that one. Who was it? I'm a bot. I'm going to Henderson and Dearness. I'm benching Aaron Jones tomorrow. He's going to have 3 touchdowns. I'm going to hate myself, but I would be benching him.
I'm a bot. Go Jones and Henderson be normal.
Don't listen to the psycho over here. Stafford or Dak?
Guy's one seltzer and he's talking nonsense. Christian Carrillo, who'd have said Stafford or Dak?
I actually have Dak higher against Atlanta. What do you think?
I'd trade one of these, honestly.
Yeah, but, you got to get something for these guys, huh? Who would you go Stafford?
I'm Stafford till I die. I love him more than anything.
San Fran, 3rd most points.
I'm also staked on him to win MVP, rim Super Bowl from the beginning of the season. Everything.
Good luck with those ones.
All in on the Stafford train. Today, subbed. Thanks again. Sweet. Thank you for subbing. Odds are for Fields, especially since it knows Detroit, and agree with his upside. Can't thank you enough.
Cheers, man. Good luck with that decision. Yeah. He just seems to be rolling the right way, and nobody's giving up more points per play, more yards per play. Like the Detroit defense is horrible. I think Fields should have a field day. Ha 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 ha. Against them, yeah. No, like that. At least I got a chuckle.
Hey, Hillary, relax over there.
Yeah, that was a pretty emphatic laugh for a really bad joke.
doesn't take much to please a girl. Kyle Toons, Stafford or Herbert?
Stafford for me. I'm with CJ. I know he's going to go Stafford. We had that one earlier. I'm going Stafford.
Carrillo, I'm an 8-man league. That's why both.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. I go Dak. CJ goes Stafford. I literally have them 4 and 5. I don't think you can go wrong, Chris. I mean, you can go wrong in the sense of course, someone's going to score more than the other. I think they're both going to go for 20 plus. You'll be okay either way. I do. The one thing with Stafford too is you get the Monday night hope factor, and that should never decide it for you. But it is always nice to have a guy that could get you 30 on Monday night, even if you feel like you're out of it and you have something to root for. If that's I think you can tie break this one and go Stafford just for that Monday night hope.
Yeah, let's go Stafford.
All righty, guys. Well, thanks again so much. Sorry again, I can't be live tomorrow. I do always love our Sundays all together. But I'm happy at least we were able to get here live today and still get a few hundred, a couple, maybe not 200 like we usually get, but 100 or so questions answered. You guys are the best. If you haven't already, hit that thumbs up button on your way out. And certainly if you haven't subbed, turn that bell on. We'll be live again Monday, 7 p.m., Monday through Thursday, every time, folks. So, yeah, Christian, all right, we got an Aaron Jones guy. All right.
He's never split Aaron Jones, just like you are, but I'm also not because Jordan Love is so shit. They had to run. I think Aaron Rodgers is different, so I'm stressed. That's how I feel. I think it's going to be fine. Play Aaron Jones. Wolves had a lime seltzer.
I've had one seltzer and had too many, apparently. One seltzer is one seltzer.
One seltzer is sitting Aaron Jones. I'm not doing it.
I'm most of the time not going to sit Aaron Jones, but when you had those two options in addition, we will see. And you're welcome, Francisco.
Yeah, but now you have to put Aaron Jones under Dearness Johnson in your rankings. You're not going to do it.
I don't know if I can do that. If Aaron Jones sucks on Sunday, I'm going to just victory lap that one hard. We will see. But thanks again so much, guys. The updated rankings are at rotostreetjournal.com, where we breed and feed you fantasy wolves. I will update them tomorrow as we get news on Godwin and them. I'll make sure, even on my phone or whatever it is, to update those throughout Sunday. So we can't be live. I can still get you guys the most up-to-date rankings. So check that out. Check out our iOS app. Awesome stuff. Thanks again so much for being here. The World for the Fantasy Sheep. Be the wolf, guys. Later.
See ya.
Enjoy Southie, CJ.